I tested positive for COVID on Sunday, so if I sound jacked up, that's because my throat is swollen like an overinflated weather balloon. The 13th round of the 2003 Champ Car season took place at the only track from this season that I've actually visited in real life, Mid-Ohio. Heading into this race, the storyline worth following was a continuing championship fight. Bruno Juncker was now in the championship lead, albeit by just 1 point. The momentum swing was strong, but throughout the weekend heading into the race it looked like it had swung again. As while Paul Tracy would start this race from a pole position, Juncker would line up for this race in 6th. The standout star in qualifying would be rookie Ryan Hunter-Reay, who would put his American Team Spirit car on the front row, losing out on the pole by just 16 thousandths of a second. Hunter-Reay was confident in what the race could net, saying multiple times after qualifying that Tracy had everything to lose, while he had everything to gain. Walter Salas would be your 19th and last place starter. With all of that taken care of, we can get to the start of the race. The green flag would fly with some rally action in the top 5 and a good start from Tracy. It was PT holding on to the lead and beginning to pull away. Meanwhile, farther behind it was a rough start for Adrian Fernandez, who'd go for some lawn mowing exiting turn 5. There's room for a joke there, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. It was a calm start, with the only points of action after this being the balloons let go at the start lingering around the track and Tiago Monteiro getting a puncture after contact from Mario Haberfeld. But besides those two, the race was pretty boring at this early stage. However, the action would flare up on lap 10, as an incident for Roberto Moreno would take the Brazilian out of the race with rear wing and suspension damage. With his car stranded on the side of the road, the yellow would come out. After a brief yellow, the race would be restarted, but this didn't last long. Heading into the keyhole, Oriol Servio was trying to get a move done down the inside of Bruno Juncker, but it was way too much of a dive bomb, as the two then made contact, sending the both of them into the gravel trap. Both cars would be plucked out of the runoff area and returned to the pits, with Juncker's damage being repaired by his crew, and Oriol Servio retiring with a broken steering arm. Juncker was now on the back foot, massively on the back foot. He was now 2 laps down, hopelessly out of contention. The race would be restarted on lap 18, and a short while later the pit stops came. While Tracy would get out ahead, it was pretty close between Michel Jourdain Jr. and Ryan Hunter-Reay, with Michel moving into P2. Because of that series of pit stops, Adrian Fernandez, who had pitted during the first yellow, was now in the lead, holding it for 13 laps before pulling in. Fernandez exited the pits in 4th, but soon began to fall back. After a spin for Jeff Boss, things cooled off once more. However, it being Dale Coyne this year, the boring stretch of this race would come to an end after another Dale Coyne incident, this one involving Walter Salas. But despite the car being stopped in a part of the grass where it could still be hit, the full course yellow didn't come out. It was still enough of a spook to drag the field into the pits, where Patrick Carpentier would move into net P2. Now it was Tiago Monteiro in the lead, however it wasn't very long before he came in too, giving the lead back to Tracy. Many boring laps later, the last round of pit stops came around, with Tracy exiting with the lead again, and Sebastian Bourdais nearly taking his fuel hose onto the track. A short while later was Mario Dominguez running out of gas and coming to a halt before turn 4. Surprisingly, considering the positioning of the car, the green flag remained as he was stopped on track and later towed away. Things once again died off, as Speed took inspiration from America's Funniest Home Videos and showed this clip during the broadcast. But just a few moments later, the race would get a shot in the arm. Jimmy Vasser lost it all by his lonesome heading into turn 9, spinning wildly off track and hitting the wall. Vasser was running 4th at the time and was having a fantastic showing, but unfortunately for he and the American Team Spirit Johansson team, they'd leave Mid-Ohio with another DNF. The third full course yellow would come out as a result. With 5 laps to go, the green flag was back out with Tracy Carpentier and Ryan Hunter-Reay running in the top 3. Considering the championship scenario, hoping for a heart-pumping battle for the lead was overly opportunistic. After leading 69 nice laps on the day, Paul Tracy would score the victory at the 2003 Champ Car Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio, scoring his 6th win on the year and retaking the championship lead. Patrick Carpentier would bring it home in 2nd to get Players Foresight's first ever 1-2, while Ryan Hunter-Reay would come home in 3rd, taking his first ever IndyCar podium. Bruno Juncker would finish down in 13th, only ahead of Jeff Boss. I'm not sure if it's the fact that I was so sick writing this video that afterwards I slept for 12 hours or just the way this race was, but that was pretty boring. The worst part is that there's pretty much nothing else to say other than the race not being too entertaining, so I'll end it on that. We're coming back to Canada for the next race, and I hope to see you for that race review in 1 week's time. Thank you all for watching, and have a great afternoon.